Today's video I wanted to sit down and have like a nice little chit chat because I passed my theory. Yay, go me. Yeah, I'm going to talk about wow, I can't talk right. I'm going to basically talk about how I passed, what went quite wrong, because I swear if I could go back and do it differently I honestly would, 'cause I think it's a miracle that I passed. I got fouled on one of my hazard perception. And yeah, also I just want to quickly address the fact I am currently on holiday, so if you can hear background noise and stuff, that is why. It's my family. And yeah, that's why the background's different. And I also want to apologise about the light, because this is really weird. Like, the walls aren't like white, they're like cream, and when I film at home it's white, and stuff on like video looks a lot better with a white background, because right now I feel like everything looks a little bit orangey and the sun keeps going in and out like it is right now. So 1 minute it's going to be like probably I'm going to look a bit orange, next minute it should all be alright, so just please ignore that, because there's not really much I can do about the sun and the colour of the walls. I want to skip further on about how I revised and stuff, feel free to do so. Anyway, I got 47 out of 50 on my like first part, the multiple choice, and then I can't remember what I got on my hazard perception because I'm on holiday. I don't have the actual thing with me, but I'll put it on the screen here, like what I got. But yeah, that was, I was quite happy with my multiple choice, but my hazard perception weren't that good. And for those of you who don't know, you do your multiple choice first. Well, like when you go in there, you have the option of doing like a little practice one, which I did because I was just like, I don't want to end up like getting a question wrong because I don't know how to work the computer. So yeah, I did like a little practice one first, and then after that you do your multiple choice. There's 50 questions. I think it's like 57 minutes you get to do it. And you just flag the ones you don't like know the answer to as you go along. I think I flagged a good like 8 questions, and this was when I was like, I was not ready for this test at all. I booked it for 6 days after my birthday. Like, what was I thinking? I had work experience before then, and I'll do another video on that. Yeah, I had like work experience before then, like that week, and then I had my birthday, and then that was just all manic. So like literally my birthday was on the my birthday was on the Friday. I didn't do anything Friday or Saturday. Sunday I was busy all day, and I think I'd done like 1 mock test in the evening. Monday I done a little bit but not much, and then Tuesday and Wednesday I was out all day, so I basically only had Thursday morning, the day of my test, to revise, and I hadn't really been revising that much before my birthday. I'll explain in a minute what I was doing. And then you do your hazard perception, and you have 15 videos for the hazard perception, and they're each a minute long, and you get like a little 10-second break in between each one, and it like shows you like the setting of what you're going to be like watching. Yeah, multiple choice, that went all good. Like I said, I think I flagged about 8 questions, and I was just like, if I don't know the answers to that many, like I failed, because you need to get 43 out of 50 to pass. So I was like, yeah, I failed. Yeah, there was just so many that I just was like, I don't know the answer to this, and I felt like a lot of the things I did know the answers to weren't coming up. So like one tip from me, I don't know why I'm holding a bottle of water, I'm gonna put that down. Yeah, one tip is definitely like just use the time that you have, because you've paid £23 for it, like literally make the most of it. So I had done the whole thing, the whole 50 questions, and then went back over the flagged ones, and honestly, don't get me wrong, I did not want to be there. I wanted to be at home, and it was the day before I was going on holiday as well, so I really didn't plan any of this well because I needed to be at home packing. So I was like, not, you know, would rather have been at home, but I was like, do you know what, while I'm here, might as well make the most of it and go through all the questions again. So yeah, I went through all the flagged and then all the, like every single question again, and like changed a couple of the answers or whatever, and then done my hazard perception. And very annoyingly, like I've heard of this happening, but I don't actually ever know anyone that this has happened to, so of course it had to happen to me. And that was that I got fouled on one of my videos for clicking too many times. So like, for any of you who don't know, if you either click too many times or you click in a pattern, like a weird thing as well, you can't even see like the mouse on your screen, like on the computer, you just have to click randomly, like there's no mouse. Anyway, yeah, if you click too many times or click in a pattern, you get fouled on that video. And of course the one I had to be fouled on was the one where I had 2 developing hazards in it. It was like my 14th video, so it's like the second one till the end. And I knew it was the one with the 2 because there was one hazard which comes so early on, I was kind of like, this is going to be the one with 2. And it was. And I just think it was so unfair because literally this like lorry come out of nowhere, and like my natural reaction was to click, but I clicked like probably like 4 or 5 times quite quickly, and so I got fouled for it, and I was literally just like great. But yeah, after the video, if you get fouled, a little like message comes up on the screen. It says something really weird. It's like you've reacted to this video like inappropriately or whatever, so it's like you get fouled for this video. So after that I was like, right, well I've definitely fouled, that just confirms it. Kind of already knew that I had, so I was like, right, great, I've definitely fouled now, which is why I was so shocked afterwards when I realised I'd passed, because I just, after that I was like, I've lost 10 marks. The one video that has 10 marks out of the 15, could have happened to any of them, but the one with the 15, the one with the 10 marks, I had to get fouled on, so I was like, great. So like, after my test, I went, obviously like left the room and went and like got all the stuff out my locker, and then went over to like the desk and was like, gave her my provisional, and she like obviously gave me my results, but they're like folded up so you can't, I don't know how, like it's folded like not in half, like kind of weird, so you can't actually see unless you like open it. Anyway, took it, went, like walked out, didn't even look. I was like, I failed, like whatever, cool. And then I was like more worried about turning my phone on to phone my dad to find out where he was because he was picking me up. So I was like on my phone, like about to ring dad, and I was like, oh, I'll just have a look anyway, like I wonder how they tell you that you failed. And then I look, like literally I like opened the bit of paper, glance, like shut it again, and then I'm like, wait, what? So I open it again, I look at it, and I'm like, why does it say I've passed? And I like shut it, and I'm like walking down the corridor still because there was like people there. I was like, right, okay. And then I'm like, hold up, this like can't be right. So I have to look like for the 3rd time, and I'm like, what the hell, I've actually passed. And then once I got outside, I had to like look at my marks because I was like so confused. I was like, how? I was like, this can't be right. So yeah, I was like not expecting it because, as I said, I wasn't very prepared. How I revised, so there was one main thing that I used, and it is this app which I'm about to talk to you about. And I'm not going to talk about it too much because I feel like everyone mentions it, but honestly, like just get the app. I think it's $4.99, but it's worth it because if you're gonna like, it will allow you to pass. So yeah, I'll put a little like thing of it here, but it's like the official DVSA one. Like this is the real deal, the proper one. Yeah, this is like the proper one. So yeah, like it looks like that. It's probably not going to focus because it's on my face. But yeah, it looks like that. So you have like your hazard perception section and the theory section. I only done 7 mock tests. Like that's bad. I should have done more than that. But I think I passed all of them except a couple. One thing that I did do, and I did the whole of, was if you go on the practice section, which is like along the bottom, I've done all of that. I think, what does it say, 84? I'm like reading backwards in the screen. 84% is probably not the best score ever. But yeah, I went through every one of the practice topics. I'd say there's like, how many? I think there's 14. I might have just counted that wrong. But I done all of them once, and then there was probably like 2 or 3 I done twice. Like the road and traffic science one, I was so bad at that. But yeah, just go through them. That's like every possible question that's on this app. So I did all of those, and I feel like that was the most helpful because it just allows you to understand the stuff. But even like before you do that, you're meant to read like the stuff to allow you to answer those questions. I just didn't. I was like, yeah, whatever, like I just learn better as like I'm going along. So like learn better by like if I answer the question and get it wrong, I will learn better from that than just like reading a load of stuff. And then what I also did as I was going along, which I'd really recommend, I had a little like notes thing on my phone, where I just basically put on there every time there was something that would come up that I didn't know the answer to. So for example, I've got on there reflective studs on road, like the things on a motorway, like the different colours in different positions of the road, because I never knew them, and I remember getting questions on it and I just did not know the answers, stuff like that. You've kind of got to know, like it's not common sense. And then like flashing lights on cars, speed limits on roads, like different types of roads, stopping distance in different weather conditions, like stuff that meant basically on like Thursday morning on my test day, I just went over all this stuff that I didn't really know and just made sure I knew it all. So I found that quite helpful. Or like the same type of question would come up a few times and I'm like, yeah, I definitely don't know this. Then I'd literally just be like, oh, go on there. I'll like write that down so I don't forget it, kind of thing. Honestly, like if I'm like looking back, I think I got quite like lucky that I managed to pass. I don't know how. But honestly, just do the app. Like the reason the app's so good It's because you'll be in the car going somewhere for like 10 minutes, just do it in the car, or like in between my lessons in school, like at lunch or something. If I was like that bored, I'd just sit there and do it, or if I didn't want to do work in a free, I'd do it then. Yeah, I definitely didn't revise as much as I should have, because out of those like 14 practice things, I've probably done about 3 of them before my birthday, and that is all I'd done. And I'd done 1 mock test, that was all I'd done, and then the rest of it was literally done on that, like, when was it, when did I say, Monday, and the morning of my test. But it just kind of shows that all those people, because also before my test, I started watching these videos of like how to pass, and everyone was like, make sure you give yourself enough time, and I'm like, my test is in a few hours, don't tell me that. But honestly, it just shows like it is possible to like smash it out a few days before, which I didn't even do that. I literally done it like in 2 days. But like literally you can smash it out a few days before and you will be fine. Because some of it is just like common sense, in my opinion. Not all of it at all, but a few of the things are like, it's kind of obvious what the answer is. Definitely like, get the app. I'm not being paid to say this, but get the app. Also, another thing I want to mention, the test centre really isn't that bad. You know, like you hear stories of people being like, oh, the people were so moody, and just bad stories. They are, like, they're serious, but they're really not that bad. Like one of the women was like really smiley and was like, oh, like, if you've been here before, and just like really chatty. Like they aren't that bad from my experience. So like, do not let that put you off, because honestly, they're just there doing their job, and like, if you have failed or if you have passed, they literally treat the situation in the same way, so you won't know. So don't be put off, and then you literally just go in there, you sit in this like little room, you just have like all these different computers, and you've just got like a thing either side, so you can't see the computers next to you. I always reply to all my comments, so just literally leave a comment and I'll answer it if you have any questions or anything. But yeah, also just want to say sorry I haven't uploaded. It's like all I say now. But yeah, I posted that video being like, oh, I'm gonna upload again, and then I never did. So yeah, or everything's just, I feel like I just feel very busy and that I don't have time and stuff. If you have any suggestions or videos you want me to film, then let me know. I was thinking of doing a kind of how to make the most of your work experience and talking about my work experience week. If you'd like that, like, would you like me to do a video of talking about what I did on my work experience, or would you rather me do a video talking about how to make the most of your work experience? I don't know. Let me know. Your viewers, let me know what you want to see from me, and I'm gonna go now and go enjoy the sun. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again in my next video, which will hopefully be not too long. Bye.